At a safe distance, you can still see everything that's going on. But today we have to be just that safe, okay? Okay, let's get going. Look, boys, there's Spot, the firehouse mascot. We'll meet Spot a little later after we look around the firehouse. The first thing that firefighters do every day is to attend roll call. Everyone in the fire company has to come to the meeting. During roll call, the officers go over important messages from the Central Fire Command, and the firefighters talk about equipment and procedures that can help them do their jobs better. Roll call begins when a group of firefighters start working a new tour of duty. Safety is the most important thing to talk about because they have to be prepared if there's an alarm. That's why some of the firefighters start checking the engine and the equipment right away, even during the meeting. Then everyone goes to work to make sure all the trucks are ready.
The first thing we do after roll call every morning is check all our tools and equipment. This is my hook for the day and my compartment. I make sure that the hook is clean, free of splinters and cracks. We use this to pull ceilings, to find fire. We also use it as a tool to guide ourselves in the dark, smoky area. So this is in good shape. Now I check my compartment. First thing I check is the tote weld. We use this to cut heavy gauge steel. We also use it car extrications, guardrails and the like. This is oxygen, and this is something called nap gas, which helps us cut. You can tell by the color of the cones and the flame that it's in good working order. And I can shut it down. And I also have to check our first aid bag. We use this for heart attacks, car accidents, people that go in the river. You can see we have a lot of stuff, bandages, dressings, neck braces. Everything seems to be well stocked.
Are they ready to go out yet?
No, not yet, Tommy. First, the firefighters have to make sure their tools and equipment are working perfectly. Well, let's talk with firefighter Thor over there. He'll tell us about the uniforms the firefighters wear to help protect themselves, and about some of the important tools they need to do their jobs.
We're going to talk about some of the personal equipment that the firemen use. First of all, we all wear special clothes in the firehouse that help protect us from heat and fire. And we also wear these harnesses that we use when we use ropes. In case we had to save ourselves from a fire or save somebody else from a fire, we can attach these harnesses to a rope and lower ourselves or lower someone else to safety. When an alarm comes in, I would first put on my radio. I would just put it around my neck like this and make sure it's turned on. And this allows me to communicate with the other firefighters that are working at the fire. Then I would put on my boots, and I have a pair of brand new boots to put on today. And we just slip our shoes off that we wear at the firehouse, and we slip on the fire boots. And these boots are specially designed for firefighters. They have steel in the toe and underneath to help protect us from walking on any nails or broken glass or anything like that. And they also pull up like this. High up on our legs. And this protects us from hot water and broken glass and nails and that sort of thing when we're crawling around inside of a fire. Then I would put on my coat. It's a very big, heavy coat, made of very special material to help keep firefighters safe. And it snaps up like this. And it has these big yellow stripes on, and this helps, these are reflective. And it helps to allow us to see each other in a fire, and if ever we should get hurt or trapped, it would help other firefighters to find us. Then I would put my flashlight on, because it's very dark. Even in the daytime with all the smoke, it's very dark in the fires, to make sure it works. Then I have my fire gloves. And these are also special for firefighting. They help protect us from steam and water burns, as well as from touching anything that was hot or sharp. And then I would put on my helmet. And the helmet also has yellow stickers on it that reflect to help see each other. And it has a number, the number of our company.
Number 7.
And that allows us to identify each other at fires. It also has eye shields that come down in front to help us help protect our eyes. And it has a liner inside that comes down. These flaps come down to help protect our ears so our ears don't get burned. So we're pretty well protected. Then after we got to the fire, I would put my air mask on because there's a lot of very dangerous gases in fires. The gas and the smoke is very dangerous. It goes on like this. And it has a belt to go around my waist. And this is very heavy to carry, but it's the only thing that helps us breathe in a fire. And when we got close to the fire, I would turn it on, and it's going to make a noise. And that lets me know that it's working. And that noise also lets me know if it starts to run out of air. If it starts to run out of air, it makes that noise and it tells me to get out. When we put it on, it has this net that goes over my head to help keep it in place. And I'd be kneeling down on the floor because it'd be very hot and it'd be cooler down here. And I would put it on. And then put my helmet back on. And that's what it would sound like inside a fire. I don't know if you can hear me now, but that's what it sounds like. And some people might think that's pretty scary, but that's what we have to do when we come into a fire. So if you ever hear or see anybody like that, don't be afraid of them. They're a firefighter. That's what they look like.
Whoa, where did everything go? I can't see.
These helmets are made for the firefighters, Tommy. Maybe when you get older, you'll decide to be one.
When is everything happening? Are the trucks going out yet?
Fire engines are always ready to go out, Billy, at a moment's notice. But there's still a lot more preparation involved. Every day, firefighters first have to make sure all their tools and equipment are inspected. Some of that equipment's kept on ladder trucks. Take a look.
Hi, this part of the fire truck has a number of tools that saves a lot of lives. Up here we have what looks like a sled, but it's really called a Stokes. It looks like a sled, but we might use this, actually, if you're hurt in a fire, to bring you out of a building. That's only in a very rare case. Now in here, this is where we have a lot of other fun stuff. This is called the Jaws of Life. This is the generator. This is what we actually use to start up the Jaws of Life. Now this is a cutter, and as you'll see, this opens and closes, so we can cut open a car like it was a tin can. And this we use to split open the car, also in order to get you out if you're in there, if you're in danger.
Look, boys, the firefighters are checking their saws to make sure they're working properly. Sometimes at a fire, doors are locked and the firefighters have to cut through hard metal to get inside. The saw can help them get to people in trouble quickly and save lives. The firefighters have to start their saws every day. Now the firefighters are testing their ladders. See how quick they are? The ladder can help them climb up to a window to help someone. This portable ladder is called an extension ladder. Watch how the men run to set it up. The ladder is made of fire-resistant metal. It has a pulley that raises a second inside section. Once they lock that in place, presto, up they go. It takes very little space on the truck, but when it's extended, this tool becomes a long, sturdy ladder.
Do they hook up the hoses to a fire hydrant?
No, we get the water from a fire hydrant, but then we put it in a special truck called an engine or a pumper. Let's talk with Don, the engine driver, about how the pumper works. We call him the chauffeur.
This is an engine pumper. What it does, it puts water on the fire. That's the job of this apparatus. When we pull up to a fire of any kind, we'd hook up to a fire hydrant and get water inside the pumps through this here fitting right here, 4.5-inch inlet. We then hook up our hoses to the outlets. These here gates, we pull them to let the water come out to go through the hoses to the fire. The dials tell me how much water I'm getting from the pressure from the hydrant, how much pressure I'm putting out, and each individual hose line that which I open up. We have lines connected to. Well, we have on this here stretch would be an 1 3/4 hose with 2.5 inch also on it if we get that far into it. This would be basically used for a smaller fire, a 1-room, 2-room fire. That'll be one of those first line stretch. If it's a heavy volume of fire, they won't use that line. They'll only use that on a smaller fire. Otherwise, you use a 2.5 inch line, which you would get more water out of, which is the main thing. The more fire, the more water you want to put onto it. And you would hook it up to either gate. You'd have the right fitting onto it. This is hooked up for the 1 3/4 would go onto this one down here. You see the smaller fitting there, so that would be for the smaller hose. This one's hooked up for a Siamese stretch to a large high-rise building. We would supply the Siamese outside in front of the building. You would see we would use a larger hose because you want more water going into that hose. So you use a 3.5 inch hose for that, and that would go onto that. Back here at the back of the rig is our hose bed. We have 1 3/4, 3.5 inch, and 2.5 inch hose. The 1 3/4, you would take your poles, pull it out, and go to the back of the rig and step back and wait for the other members of the team to pull off their lens that they may need for the fire. Then they would proceed to the fire building. Then the chauffeur and myself would break the line and hook it up to the side of the pumper and proceed to give them water as much as they needed, hopefully. This here is what they call a roller. The members bring inside to the building, a high-rise building, which I would hook up to the Siamese with the 3.5 inch hose. This is used on the interior of that building because they can't bring this hose up 40 or 50 stories. So inside a high-rise building, there's outlets on each floor for them to hook up this hose. They'll bring in approximately 3 lengths to hook up on each individual floor, whatever they may need at that floor.
The chauffeur also drives the truck. He's going to show us how to work all the controls.
My job is to drive this to the scene of a fire and put water on the fire with this apparatus. Now in getting there, I would have to first naturally start up the vehicle and proceed. We turn on all the lights, the emergency lights. They would all be going up on top and prepared to leave quarters. All the members would get on, we'd leave quarters with all the lights responding. In here we also have a public address system so that people know that we're coming or to get out of the way. We have an air horn, which makes a lot of noise. You've probably heard in the streets when you've seen fire engines go by. We have sirens that make many different types of noises. We have many lights that will flash on and off, so we are very colorful coming down the block. Now, there is an officer normally sits on my right-hand side. He would be in control of the whole operation going to the fire. He takes charge of the lights, the air horn, all that stuff. Because my main concern is driving there and getting there safely as quickly as possible.
You know, sometimes firefighters can spend hours just waiting around the firehouse. They're always ready to go, but they never quite know just exactly when somebody's going to call for help. It can be nice and quiet, and then suddenly, there's an emergency now. Somebody's calling for help, and the firefighters are jumping into action. Let's go.